moving from insecure attachment to secure attachment, where we want to be, right? We want to have secure attachments in every area of our life, if possible, at all times. Sometimes it's not, but hopefully the majority of the time it is. And so what's one area that we can do this in? Well, we can challenge negative core beliefs. And how do we get started on this? Well, I think we need to understand that many insecure attachment styles are built upon a foundation of deeply ingrained, often subconscious beliefs formed in our childhood. So if you think about it, like if we go back to our childhood and we think about the parenting tools our parents had at the time, kind of what were those? Were they helpful? Were they more harmful than helpful? Did they make you feel pretty bad about yourself? And one aspect to look at that is yelling. So yelling may not seem that bad, especially when people think about, other types of abuse out there. But yelling can still have a really negative effect on children. And one of those is our self-esteem. And we can start thinking that we're not worthy as children, or that if we would only not act like this, then this result would happen. Or maybe if we weren't here, our parents would have a better life, or our family would, because we're creating so much conflict. When in all reality, it's not really us at all. I mean, sure, as kids, we're acting out and we're doing things that maybe we shouldn't be doing, but it's our parents who unfortunately do not have the tools that they need to raise us in a more secure environment. And more than likely, it's because they were raised in an insecure attachment environment, and they are just mirroring their parents. And perhaps they're mirroring their parents less, but they're still mirroring their parents. So first of all, we have to just recognize that we do have negative beliefs, and that they do stem from most likely our insecure attachment from our childhood. And from here, we're going to reframe these thoughts into different ones. And I always like to tell my clients that the best time to have positive statements to say to us is before the negative statements in our head occur. So what that means is you're going to sit down and you're going to come up with some positive statements. Think about when you're in a good mindset, the negative statements you have, and how can you counteract that with a positive statements that would be better to replace them with. And then we're just going to kind of repeat those over and over again, so that when we are in these situations, we can have them just like that right there for us to utilize. And if not at first, we just have them written down, maybe on post-it notes around the house, in a journal by our bedside, or in our phone. So we always have them with us until we are just using those when we have the negative thoughts. Because it's not that negative thoughts will ever go away. We're human. We have thousands of thoughts a day. It's that we just need to counteract them and hopefully have less of them than we do at this moment in time. So let's identify some of them and some ways that we can now rewrite them for ourselves. So what about I am not enough, right? We need to change that to I am worthy. So this belief of I am not enough manifests as people-pleasing, over-functioning, perfectionism, or an inability to accept love without suspicion. So we're going to reframe this belief, and that starts with self-compassionate awareness. So instead of attacking yourself when you feel triggered, gently notice the belief surfacing. This is the part of me that feels unworthy, but that's not the whole truth. So practice affirmations that feel grounded and believable. So I'm growing into someone who knows they're enough, or I don't need to earn love. I deserve it just as I am. So why does this matter? Well, shifting from I am not enough to I am worthy builds the internal safety required to secure attachment. It creates a foundation where you no longer need to perform for love, but you can now receive it. So what about the statement, people always leave me, to not everyone will hurt me? So another common belief in insecure attachment is people always leave, which often results in anxious clinging or avoidant attachment to preempt the pain. So this belief is rooted in past experiences, usually when emotional or physical abandonment has occurred during key developmental stages. While it once served as protection for us, it now filters every relationship through a lens of fear. I think that needs to be restated or resaid, that a lot of our behaviors in our relationships currently can come from the ability to survive in an insecure attachment. And now we have to learn how to let these go so we can move to secure attachments. So start by gathering evidence for the contrary. Who in your life has shown consistency, kindness, or care, and what relationships felt safe, even if brief? These moments are proof that not everyone leaves. So a helpful reframe would be, some people in my past weren't able to stay, but that doesn't mean everyone will grow. I'm learning to spot the difference. Why this matters? Well, secure attachment is built when we begin to risk connection again. Not with everybody, but with the right people. Reframing this belief makes space for new and healthier experiences. So what about this phrase? I can't trust anyone, to I can trust safe people. Insecurely attached individuals often adapt a survival mindset of I can't trust anyone, a belief designed to prevent pain, but also prevents connection. So total distrust can lead to self-isolation, hyper-independence, or emotional walls that block intimacy. It's okay to be independent, right? But if we're overly independent, I think we really need to look into that, because I think that does come from insecure attachments. So reframe here isn't blind trust, of course, it's discernment. I can trust people who consistently show me they are trustworthy. So begin with small acts of vulnerability in lower stakes situations. Notice how people respond. Do they honor your boundaries? Do they listen and respond with care? Trust is rebuilt incrementally. And again, if people aren't doing that, then maybe you're not with the right people. This reframe doesn't ask you to ignore your instincts. It invites you to update them based on a present, not the past. So why does this matter? Well, secure attachment grows when we learn that some people are safe, reliable, and capable of mutual love. Mutual love, right? We're going to provide a secure attachment, and we're going to be around people who provide us secure attachments. You don't have to do it alone, and you don't have to trust everyone. Again, it's just the right ones. And if you're noticing that you're not getting your boundaries met, then maybe you're not with the right people, and you need to work on that. So what's going to help? What's a bonus in this field that will help besides just you digging around on your own trying to learn these things? Well, CBT, or cognitive behavioral therapy. This helps bring awareness to these negative beliefs and offers concrete tools to challenge and replace them with healthier, balanced thoughts. So if you have a really good therapist, they're going to help you dig into your past, because you are going to have to dig a little bit into your past. We're not going to sit there forever, of course, but we're going to start recognizing, why am I behaving the way I'm behaving? Why am I getting the results I'm getting if I don't want those results? And then we're going to start taking those, what we have learned in our childhood, what behaviors, and we're going to start learning, how does that relate to today? And how can I start changing today and moving forward? So there is a line between going to the past and going to the future. And being in the present. We don't want to stay too much in the past, not too much in the future. We want to be in the present, but you got to look at all three if you're going to be a healthy, well-rounded, and a move forward kind of a person. You can also do EMDR, which stands for eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. So this is going to target that emotional root of the belief, especially if it's trauma-based, and helps reprocess the memory so it no longer holds the same emotional charge. I think that's really important in our life is, we're acting this way, we're getting these results, or somebody's triggering us and we're having these strong emotions. We really need to detach from those strong emotions situations, because we're hopefully not in an insecure attachment. Like if you're in an abusive situation, then perhaps you are going to have some still emotionally responsive situations, and you probably want to remove yourself from that situation. But if you're in a normal, secure attachment, why do we have these triggers and these behaviors that either somebody else is doing or we're doing that is causing such a huge emotional reaction? And how do we start disassociating that from past to present and to forward, so that in the present moment and in the future we can behave and respond the way we want to get those relationships that we want to get. So therapy also offers a corrective relational experience, which means it's just a space where you are seen, accepted, and not abandoned, building internal evidence for secure attachment in real time. So if you do have a really good therapist and you have a great therapeutic relationship, they will be able to hear you and listen to you, and then hopefully be able to help you realize where you need to change, what went on in the past, and how we can I like to say deassociate ourselves from that, or remove ourselves from that, because we're not in the past any longer. We're in the future, and we're in the present moment. And so we want to be able to build these relationships that are secure and are healthy and helpful. And of course, if we don't have a family, we want a secure attachment in our family that we're going to raise. If we do have one and we're struggling, we want to be able to correct this and raise our kids in a more secure attachment environment. So here we are at the comment section again. Do you challenge your negative core beliefs on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, right? Are you able to do this all the time? If so, tell us how you do it. What's working for you? What was the point that you decided that it needed to be changed and you were ready to actually move on? Now, if you can't do this, or you don't know how to do this, why? Why is this so hard for you? When can you, where are you struggling with this? So drop a comment. I'd love to get the conversation started.